Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to my live today and thank you so very much for joining me. As I mentioned, I am going to discuss with you today how to, or maybe I didn't mention this, but I want to mention it, to discuss with you today how to make money work for you. Right now, my money is working for me in three ways. Even when I don't have to clock in, I don't have to show up, but I'm generating income that I control because my money is working for me in three ways. And I've developed a method, even though I have grown my online business using the Freedom Formula blueprint that is available to anyone who sends in their email address, who drops their email address in on my welcome page, my home page of my websites. I have one website in English that is makemoneyyoucontrol.com, and I have another website in Spanish. I'm probably going to butcher this, but this is my website in Spanish, and that information can be found in my description. But my Spanish website is tulegadofinancierohoy.com. And that is also allowing you to take control of your finances. So, for either one of those websites, you can get information about what it is I am doing to generate income I control. And I'm actually sharing with you from Zoom. So I'm not sure if I'm able to share my actual website. And if I'm not, I will create another video to show you exactly what I do. But I'm going to give you, if you have pencil, paper, or anything that you can document this information, I just want to send you to my additional websites. I just gave you the first two. And with those websites, I am speaking of e-learning products. Those are the products that I purchased when I joined the digital growth community. And I just want to share a little bit of information with you about how I got to this spot. In April of last year, my retirement became real to me. So in April of 24, the realization that June 2028 was right around the corner hit me like a ton of bricks, because I just thought about how my youngest daughter, how the 4 years after she graduated high school to the 4 years that she graduated college, it hit me how quickly that went by. Of course, there was something that took place in 2020 that caused everything to be a blur. But y'all, when we think we have time, we really don't have as much time as we think we have. So it behooves every last one of us to start preparing. If we're not preparing for our future, we are pretty much doomed to fail. We're pretty much doomed to struggle. We're pretty much doomed to not be in positions that we want to be in, and that is for ourselves and our families. So it is extremely important that we prepare. We prepare for the unknown. Of course, you are seeing right now in this time that people are experiencing hardships probably like never before. And I'm not talking about the times of the Great Depression. If you just sit and you think about it, we have progressed so much as a nation. We've progressed so much as a world that there's absolutely no reason anybody should experience the struggle and the downfall and the absolute chaos and calamity of the Great Depression. We right now have way too many resources available to all of us. We can all take advantage of resources that are available. The thing is, we can't take advantage on the same level, and that's fine. You meet it wherever you are. So, what I am trying to do, my mission is to help people get in the mindset of understanding nobody can hold you down but you. Understand, please, nobody can hold you down but you. But you've got to make the decision that you deserve better, you can earn better, and you can be better for yourself and your family. And that's why I'm here. But like I said, back to April 2024. I realized that June 28 is right around the corner, and I needed to prepare differently for my retirement. Although I have two sources that can support my income when I retire, those one is a solid source, and that's the source I have through my job. The other is Social Security. Quite honestly, we don't know where Social Security is going to be next year, regardless of where it's going to be in 2028. So I know that I need to start taking matters into my own hands, or I knew back then that I needed to start taking matters into my own hands. And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I had to do. So, April 2024, the only way I knew I would be able to generate additional income is to go back to school. Go back to school to get my master's degree in social work so I could become a licensed clinical social worker. So I was going to lend my services, piggyback on somebody's already established practice, and lend my services to them to generate additional income. Now, that would have been working on my time and my terms, but still, I was going to have to go through someone else, hoping that they trusted me enough to be able to either generate my own clientele or to be able to service their clientele. That was my solid plan. I did not want to do it because I went kicking and screaming, but I knew I needed to prepare. So last June, I started the process of preparing. I got my application together. I got all of my letters of recommendations together. I started getting my transcripts together so I could send them to Albany State. That is where I was going to go. I work full time. I am employed full time. So I have a regular 9 to 5. So here I am. My girls are grown. So I know that I don't have to have the struggle of trying to be mama all the time and get them from game to rehearsal to whatever. So I knew I no longer had that in my life. But what I did have was a stepfather who needed my attention and my care after years of caring for my grandfather, my grandmother, and my mother until they went home to be with the Lord. I know what it is to take care of an ailing parent. So that was technically my only responsibility, along with my siblings. That was our responsibility. But I'm looking at the time I have. I did not really want to give my time to going back to school, but I knew I had to because I had to have something to supplement my income. So, June, I was getting all of my information together. That is exactly the process I was going through because I wanted to be prepared. By August, I was going to have to submit that application, my application packet, to be accepted for spring semester 2025. So, to begin spring 2025, which would have been this January, I was going to have to get all of my information together, be accepted. And once I completed the program, it was an 18-month program, I still had 3,000 hours of clinicals to take care of. So, how I was going to do that, I had absolutely no idea. But again, I was looking at retiring in June of 2028. Well, I did the timeline, and I would have finished all of my responsibilities by August 2028. And then I would have been able to solicit work from someone already established. I would have been able to solicit work from them. So that was going to be sending in my resume or doing in-person interviews or doing interviews, period, so that I could establish a rapport with them and to convince them that I was worthy to work for them, even though I was working for myself. So that was a whole mindset. That's what I was getting ready to do. In September of 2024, my cousin sent me a video that I put off for 3 weeks, I believe. I'm like, yes, I'm going to watch it. Yes, I'm going to watch it. I never took time to watch it. She called me and she was like, have you watched it yet? And I'm going, no, but I promise you I'm going to do it tonight. So I watched a free webinar um, by the Digital Growth Community discussing digital marketing. Knew nothing about digital marketing, nothing whatsoever. I thought I knew a little bit, and that was digital billboards because I had created a marketing campaign for a past client of mine in another side hustle. I had created a digital billboard in that campaign for him. So I'm thinking maybe that's it. That's not it. That was so not it. So within just, I'll say less than 5 minutes, I know it was less than 5 minutes of watching that webinar, I was sold. I'm like, this is it. This is it. I ain't going back to school. I'm not doing that. This is it. This is where I want to be. This is where I'm going to be. I saw the vision. Like I said, my previous side hustle that I had from 2018 to 2022, it was in this space, but it was more of a tangible brick and mortar type marketing for businesses, for small businesses. And I really love that. My mother unexpectedly passed and just took the breath out of me. And I'm like, no, I can't. I don't have the energy to put on anything else other than seeing after my children and working my regular 9 to 5. That was it. So I let that go. When I saw this presentation, this information session about digital marketing, it lit just life within me. And I knew I could fit into that space. I knew that was the space for me. I saw my future plain and clear in that space and doing well in that space, and knowing that not only could that supplement my income, I could literally get so into it that it could replace my income. So that is what I'm looking for it to do when I retire, to totally be able to generate the income that I'm now making working for someone else. This business solely replacing that income. So, what I want to share with you, I mentioned earlier about your money working for you. And I don't think while I'm on YouTube that I'm going to be able to share my screens with you. I don't know. So I don't want to get there. Let me just, right now, I'm going to take a minute, and this is delayed. This is lag. So I'm going to be quiet for a minute because I'm going to see if going through Zoom, this will allow me to share a screen with y'all on this. I don't know, but just give me a second. I'll keep talking. I'll make up some kind of noise. So, if you're able to see this, so I see me on YouTube. Let me see. I'm going to need my screen on YouTube to pop up so I can see if I'm able to see any of this. And I apologize to y'all. So I'm looking at a double screen right now, and it is somewhat delayed. But while I'm looking at my YouTube screen to see if it actually shares what I'm doing through Zoom, which would be remarkable because I want to show y'all how my money works for me. But what I'm saying, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I don't see it popping up yet, and that delay should be taking place now. So no, y'all, it is not, it's not showing. Darn it. Okay. So I'm just going to keep right on speaking. My money is currently working for me in 3 ways. And that is passive, active, and evergreen. That is a method that I have created. In addition to using the Freedom Formula Blueprint to build my business, to build my online business, to generate multiple streams of income, I also created the PAE method. And quite candidly, that is pronounced pay, the pay method. And with that, you generate additional income streams. The multiple income streams that you are able to generate, they are passive, active, and evergreen. These are income streams that absolutely no one has control of but you. When you have passive income stream, that is developing digital products. So my entire premise, my entire foundation is through digital products. When you create a digital product, and you may possibly have to go back and tweak it a little bit. You may have to add something to it, or you may have to take away from it. We will just use a particular product, healing, making someone healed, healthy, and whole. If you create an ebook and the terminology changes from this year to 3 years from now. Now, you have created this product, but because of terminology referring to how someone can respond to a situation, you may have to go back and tweak that terminology just a little bit. So, even though that is a product that produces passive income, because you can't create it one time and totally forget it, never make adjustments to it, it's passive because it's constantly generating you income, but you do have to tweak it at some point in time. When you have active income, that is what you're doing right now when you have a regular 9 to 5. You are showing up, you're clocking in, you're working for someone else. But when you have active income that you control, that is when you show up whenever you decide to. Something that generated $10,000 for me In a 30-day period, I created 29 trainings. Now, for two of those trainings, I showed up in person. For 27 of those trainings, same contents contained, tailored to the particular client I created the training for, that was active because I literally had to show up. I had to start the clock, work 2.5 hours, generate my income. So that is active. When you're actively participating in earning that income, that is active. Evergreen income is like something that I created. This cookbook here. I'm assuming y'all can see this. I have this now. This is not for sale. This was something that was created for the mothers of our church. But I have this same to show you what it looks like in a digital product. I have this cookbook in my digital store. As I stated, it is not for sale. We give these away at our church. But that right there is, well, let me just keep it out while I'm speaking. This is an evergreen product. I am never going to go in here and update any of this information. Everything you see here right now, it will be this same way in 20 years. All of the contents of this particular cookbook will remain the contents of this particular cookbook. If I made this available as a digital product, it would be in my store state as it is for all eternity. The reason it can be is because people have been eating since the beginning of time. People are eating right now. People will continue to eat as long as people are available to eat. So that's something I never have to touch again. That is an evergreen product. So you have those three streams of income that you're able to generate income always and forever. 24/7 passive and evergreen income is out there working for you. Active, you got to show up. So however many hours you decide, I said my training that I created is 2.5 hours. We have an hour and 45 minutes of my teaching and instructing, and then 30 minutes of Q&A. If you need additional questions answered and I need to come back in, that's another charge. I now we can communicate a little bit, but no, if I have to put time into answering you and going over the content I've already created and left with you, then that's going to be some more of my time. That is active income because I'm physically there. I may not be there in person, but I'm there as well via the internet. So however we're doing that instruction, I am up in person to generate that income. Now, at this moment, I have 27 streams of income. You heard that right. 27. 10 sources of income is just in one product. And that is, where's my cell phone? I'm going to try to pull this up. I did not realize it was not going to work the other way. So I want to show you my sources of income. I hope you will be able to see that. Okay. So, as I mentioned, this is my website. I have 5 digital products that are available on this website. They are e-learning programs that teach you how to get into digital marketing. These are e-learning programs that teach you how to launch, scale, and build your own business online. And understand, when you have a business online, the entire world is your customer base. You're not relegated to a particular city, state, country, town. Your entire customer base is worldwide. When I first started this business, 11 days in, I sold my first digital product for $900. I still didn't know what I was doing, y'all. Literally did not know what I was doing. Sold my first digital products from someone in the Netherlands. Do I know that person? I still don't know that person. We've not communicated. I thanked them for their purchase, told them if they ever needed me, I was available. But either they got started and they're just blossoming or they are delayed. However, they've not needed my help but I've made myself available. So that is one of the income streams. Well, actually, five of the 10 income streams. If you go to this website, which is makemoneyyoucontrol.com, and you hit this button up here, just tap it. And do you see? It takes you to my Spanish website. So all of this is in Espanol. And it is Tu Legado Financiero Hoy. That is my for Spanish speakers, just like I have it available for English speakers. Here, yes, here I have it available for Spanish speakers. Here, simple pressing of the button, you go from one website to the other. And now I want to show you another income stream that I have. Um, this is another income stream that I have. This is only going to be right now. I've not updated it. I am going to update it, but this is strictly for those who want to find out exactly what's contained in our skills package, what you will learn. I know of a university right now offering digital marketing, and their program for digital marketing is $4,200. It is a 10-week program. You go through, and it's learn as you go. So it's, of course, you have deadlines, but to turn in assignments, but it's strictly online. $4,800. Once you complete that course, that's it. If you sign up with us in the digital growth community, you will spend between $100 to $1,400. You will get your e-learning program, and you can also sell that e-learning program to others. Understand that payment plans are available for every last one of our programs depending on where you live. So if you're here in the US, payment plans are available. It is based upon your approval. But one of my the people who came in with me, one of my customers, purchased a $300 program, and she was allowed to pay over a 12-month period. So a $300 program allowed to pay over a 12-month period, and I'm sorry, 12-month period for $28 a month, interest free, $300, 12-month period. For me, I did 4 payment plans. And before I made my second payment, I was already in profit mode. I had already made my money back. So that's the opportunity you have available. Here is another one of my income streams. This is my digital store. Everything contained on here, they are digital products. When I mentioned our cookbook, let me go down here and show you where it is. My goodness, I've got a lot of products on there, and that's just beautiful. Um, I'm trying to find the cookbook, y'all. And just to let you know, a lot of these products on here are free of charge. Um, they're for health, they're for wellness, they're for money leaks. If you need to get your finances in check right now, if you need to see where you're wasting money because things have gotten a little tighter, or if you just want it to be a better steward, if you want to make sure you're spending your money on exactly what you intend to spend your money on, I have a template here that you can plug in. Like I said, it's digital. So when it's digital, you can have it on your phone, you can have it on an iPad, you can have it on your computer, whatever you have that's convenient for you. Download that digital product and you can manipulate it. You can add to it, you can't take away from it unless you want to take away your personal information. But you can start it start it each month or each week or each day, however you want to capture your information. You can do that. That's the beauty of a digital product. I am here so somebody in Nova Scotia can find my product, think it is of value, even a free product, and they can certainly get that product for free. Now, I will tell you, over a weekend. Now, I've had this digital store since I think November of last year. On a weekend, I'm here minding my business, doing my own thing, and realized over that weekend that I made $574 on some of these products. I don't have to go into my bank to see, or into my accounting to see what products they were. I cannot remember, and quite honestly, I can't even remember if I looked. I'm sure I did, but I don't remember. Anyway, um right here. So there is, can y'all see the cookbook? That again is not available for sale, for purchase, or free download. This is available to our church in honor of the mothers of our church. But there is the copy of the cookbook. So there it is digitally. Here is a physical copy. So a physical copy that you can print if you choose to, print it off. Also, there it is digitally. So that is how you're able to make money. When people go in to get these products, I know about it once I'm alerted, but I don't have to go in and do anything to these products. And I want to go up here and show you the free resources. So, um, here are like free resources. Do you see that? No cost, no cost whatsoever. I'm trying to keep the ring light out of y'all's way. I hope I did. But this is financial reset and income clarity. A free guide, multiply your money the no nonsense way, a guide to side hustles that work. Over my lifetime, I have had 18, this makes 19 side hustles, and only one have I stuck with, and only one has generated joy within me. The others were frustrating. I spent more time getting two jobs, and certainly the hours were just unnatural hours, and I never got a benefit from my side hustles because they certainly didn't allow me to catch up or actually go over what I needed to stop living paycheck to paycheck. But those are a couple of guides. Personal income expense tracker, money leak checklist template. That is really, really great. That is a great guide, and it helps you to determine what you have that you're paying for every single month. You literally document it on there, and you're like, I don't even use that service. Let me stop using that service. Um, and take my money back. Here are some free guides for healing, and it's called The Healing Ground. Healed on the Inside Vision Board, Habits of Self Care Weekly Calendar. Be good to yourself. Daily affirmations. I am worthy. The three pillars of wellness. So, 7 reasons to put your, y'all listen to me when I tell you. This little simple guide, I got a comment from this guide from a young lady who was involved in a relationship, and it wasn't an abusive type situation at all, but what it was a relationship where she realized she was given more. She was given more than she was getting. And not once did she think about having that conversation, but that guide allowed her to just document some things, to get into her quiet place and realize and recognize what her life literally looks like. When you see it there in black and white, you really can't deny what's going on. So it allowed her, it gave her the encouragement, it gave her the courage just to address the situation. The outcome, first of all, he was so receptive. He was so receptive because she didn't come at him like, you do this, you do that. She's like, this is how this makes me feel when blah, blah, blah. So he was receptive and changed it. And things are on the path to changing. But the great thing about the both of them, it was a state of awareness for her because she just knew she was feeling bad. She's like, why am I always feeling like I'm lacking? Writing it down, taking the time to acknowledge what she was thinking and feeling allowed her to recognize and then to be able to put voice to it. So that happened with her. With him, hearing how she delivered it. She didn't deliver it yelling and screaming to cause somebody else to shut down because all they're doing is they're in self defense mode. You coming at me, I'm getting ready to shut all the way down. So it allowed him to hear her He was able to listen, actively participating. He's listening. And the relationship is metamorphosizing, it is changing, it is getting better. They've got steps to do, but they're doing them together, all because of a free resource allowed her to take the time to just sit within herself and recognize some things that she kind of didn't pay much attention to. She knew how she was feeling. She just didn't really know why she was feeling that way. Simple, free guide allowed her to check herself and to check the relationship. But enough of that. I just went all off of what I was talking about. But what I'm no, because what I'm talking about is being able to generate additional income that you control by creating products that anybody can find anywhere at any time, 24/7. When you create digital products, they're out there working for you. You don't have to sit up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to generate that income. You're not actively participating in generating that income because you've created a product and that product is out there basically working for you. So, with my 27 streams, I will go over in another video because this is getting kind of long. It's not even, we've been on here, well, I've been on here for 32 minutes and I don't want to keep it going. But what I do want to tell you is being in a position where your money now works for you is a very healthy place to be because you're not stressing about what some are stressing about this weekend, what you yourself may be stressing about, the decision of one person controlling your financial future. People have experienced layoffs, people have experienced job losses, people have experienced benefit losses that they didn't see coming. They literally saw none of that coming. And I've been in that position 5 different times over my 40-year career. That's another video. That's another sit down that we can have. But 5 different times in my career have I either been forced to quit, decided to quit so I wouldn't get fired, or just walked in one day and somebody decided to close their practice. And it's like, wait, what? So that's when your paycheck is solely at the discretion of somewhere else. We can't stay there. We cannot stay there. There is way too much happening throughout the world that is affecting everybody in this world. So, what I want to say to you before I wrap up is get into a space of generating income you control so that if something hits you, you've got a safety net. You've got a cushion that you can fall back on. If you slip up because you've been relying on a job that you thought was secure, you slip up, that safety net is going to catch you and you can breathe. That is a great feeling to know that something in all of the chaos we're currently living in, that something is still under your control 100%. The way we act and react, that's within our control. Generating additional income, that is within our control. So visit my websites, either makemoneyyoucontrol.com or Tu Legado Financiero Hoy. Drop your email. You will then start getting information from me on a daily basis. I'm just going to start shooting you information about this program and how this program can fit into your life. Like I said, we sell e-learning programs from $100 to $1,400. The skills that I learned within 2 months in this program is what allowed me to create 29 trainings for 29 different clients and generate $10,000 in 30 days. So I want you to know that it is possible. Nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. Trust and believe in yourself. Know where your source comes from. Generate income you control. Visit my website. If you watch portions of this video, because I'm going to chop it up, if you watch portions of this video and anything catches you and intrigues you to pull you in, I hope I've encouraged you to know that you can make a difference in your life, regardless of what's going on in the economy, regardless of what's going on throughout the world. You have the power to control what you can control. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope I have said something that encourages you and allows you to make the difference in your life and the life of your families. Generate income you control. You can do it. Nobody can stop you but you.